Hey folks, it's Woody here at USA Made Blade, and excited to introduce to you the newest knife to our company, which is the Zermino Knives Tier. Now, we've had the Tier in stock before, so it's not necessarily brand new, but the Tier we've had in stock in the past has been his full custom line. These are more of a mid-tech, small batch style production, and there's been some changes. So if you've ever looked into or seen anything about his custom versions, you might be very excited about what he's done here. So let's trying to figure out where to start, to be honest with you. Give you a little bit background about the maker. His name's William Zermino. He is out of Conroe, Texas. He is a retired law enforcement officer. He's a law enforcement officer for the state of Texas for about a little over 30 years. And he started making knives back in 2007. So he's been around a little while. And he reached out to us about, I don't know, it's been several years ago through social media about maybe selling some of his custom versions. And we got these things in and started talking about them on our live show and some other places. And man, we couldn't keep them in stock. They're beastly. They were beastly knives and just very well built and a great price on them. And so Mr. Zermino decided to go and start building more of the Tier, which has definitely been his most popular model, and came out with this. So let's jump into it. Let's just start with the specs here. First off, we've got a 8 3/4 inch overall length on this. We've got a 3.5 inch blade length, and then about 5 1/8 closed length here. The blade stock is 0.160, so quite a bit thinner than what he's done on his customs in the past, and that makes a big change on everything. So some of the other changes that you're going to notice is a lot more smoothness, polished. Even the stone washing is just incredibly well done. Looks very nice. He's also added a very nice backspacer, and then a well done milled clip. It is on the smaller size for such a big knife, but it seems to do the job. I've been carrying it. I hadn't gotten to carry it much, but have been carrying this one. This one's going to be mine. And it seems to do the trick. It really does. A couple other differences is you got the steel lock insert here, and which I like. I'd prefer to have a steel lock insert. That way you'll never wear out your knife. You can always get a replacement on that. And then the last thing that's the big change is that we've got a MagnaCut blade. So on his customs, he's always used AEBL or Nitro V, and this one is MagnaCut. And Rockwell on these is 63. So he's hit all the social media talking points on that. So I think people will be very happy with it. Action on these is fantastic. I am an absolute horrible Spidey flicker. I think I've discussed that in many videos, and I have absolutely no problem with this knife. There is a little double clutch from that detent. It is kind of late, but honestly, because I'm behind the camera and at an angle here, it probably shows it more. But if you're straight up and down, you don't even notice it. So it's wicked smooth and just goes right past it. Sorry, I'm gonna quit doing it because it's not the knife's fault. That is completely my weak Spidey flick ability. But honestly, all in all, very, very well done. Something that a lot of people have been asking for as I do videos is to show the size in the hand. I've got large hands and can easily get all 4 fingers on here. So even with this extra, the lower cutout here, no problem getting all my fingers on there. Feels really good in the hand. Got a little spot for your thumb here with the ramp that I think is perfect. Get maybe just a little hot spot down here on this machine clip, but not much. Not anything that I don't see from pretty much most knives out there. So this is still a beast of a knife, but it's definitely a slimmed down version from his custom. And one of the things, I mean, we already talked about the thinner blade stock, but we're coming in at 7.2 ounces on these, and I think his custom version was 8.7, so 0.1, 0.5 ounces lighter. So it is a significantly lighter. So what I want to do now is just jump to what we always do, give you guys some comparisons, give you an idea, and then we'll tell you at the end about when you can possibly get these and how. So let's just jump into that. So I'm gonna do this. We're at a slight angle, and I feel like it really messes with these. And I like showing it the pocket clip side. You get the pocket clip in there on some, and it changes the angles on some. So we're just gonna start right in. This is the tier, and you know what? Let's go lower in the hand with the tier. So this is the Zermino tier compared to the Hender XM18 3.5. And as you can tell, I mean, just one of the things that you're going to notice on all of them, pretty much all of them, is that width of the blade. But a little bit more handle length on the tier, and then definitely a bigger blade than the XM18 3.5. Funny story, this is not the first take on this, and the first time. A lot of these knives are mine, so you're going to be able to tell, you're definitely going to be able to tell that they've got some wear on them. I use my knives pretty well. And the first time I did this video, I pulled that XM18 3.5 out, and it looked nasty. So I had to clean that up to do another take. But anyway, here we are compared to the Les George VECP, and you can tell just a lot bigger of a knife. I'd take a minute on this one though and close these up. And you're going to be able to see that width-wise, we're a little wider on the VECP, but not by much. So this is a much more thinned-down version, like I said, than the custom. So next one to throw in here, we're going to throw in the Hender Project X. These have recently made a comeback through Hender Knives, and honestly, one of the reasons there's a lot of Henders in this is because there aren't many knives that are in this size range. So the Hender XM18, the Hender Project X, we're pretty close. I mean, really are. Pretty close in handle length, pretty close in overall blade length. You're just going to get that wider blade. I mean, that's probably the biggest difference. And let's see, next one to throw in here, like I said, it was a little Hender heavy on the comparisons. But throw in that Hender XM24. Guys, the 24 is just a beast. So definitely a little longer on the blade, pretty close on the handles, but the big difference you're going to notice on these is that overall thickness. I mean, just the XM24, in my opinion, is the beast of almost all knives, and it's almost double the thickness across the back here. And then the one I saved for last, I got to tread carefully on this because I'm hoping I'll explain this well, but I got to put the Koenig Arius in here. And look, trust me, we all know that Koenig is just it is excellence. It is perfection. So I'm not saying that Zermino's anywhere has gotten there by any means, but there's a reason that I've put this one in here. One, about the same on overall handle size and really close on blade size. And with the Koenig, you do get a wider blade, not quite as wide as the Zermino here, but it's pretty wide. And the reason that this one's in here is because tons of people carry the Koenig every day, and it is a big knife, but it doesn't carry big. It works big, handles big, but and feels great, but it doesn't feel or carry like a really big knife. And that's one of the main reasons it's in here. You're lighter on the Koenig because of the milling behind the scales, and Koenig's just taken all their finishes. This is a really old Arius. This one's mine and back from a long time ago. But I mean, the Arius is something in its own category in a lot of ways, But the reason I compared it is just that that's the feeling I got with this new tier, is that it is a big knife, but it carries great, and it's something that even with its size, a lot of people are going to be very comfortable everyday carrying. So just something, kind of the best way I could really sum that up and compare it. But, it's the new tier. It's fantastically done. Hits all the spots that people want to see. It is running on bearings. I don't know that I shared that part. And we've checked, I don't know, half a dozen of them out, and every single one of them has been wicked smooth, very well done. I really got to give Zermino a lot of credit on these. I think he knocked them out of the park. So how to get one? These are going to be dropping, if you're watching this video today, that's a good thing, because these are going to be dropping tomorrow, which is Tuesday, March 12th, at noon Eastern Standard Time. So that will be the initial drop on these, and that is over, of course, at usamadeblade.com. So that's it. We hope you like this knife. We hope you're excited about it. Price point on them is going to be $495, and we hope you'll check one out tomorrow at usamadeblade.com. As always, folks, we do appreciate you watching.